Hello and welcome back to DMCA Chess Academy. This is Chess Coach Ritesh Mathew. I'll show you a simple chess trap in the opening called the Danish gambit. So here's the move order. White, you're playing white, so you play the pawn to e4. Black will respond with e5. And here you gambit away your first pawn on d4. So black will capture your pawn on e4, and over here, instead of recapturing with the queen, you can focus on development. So, or rather, white gives away another pawn first, and black captures the second pawn on c3. Now, normally I've seen the knight capturing the pawn, and then white can get some development. But here, shockingly, white develops the bishop to c4 and gambits away a third pawn. So black happily takes the third pawn, and here you're going to finally capture the black pawn. So over here, black is slightly better in terms of material because black has 7 pawns as opposed to white has only 5 pawns here. So material wise, black is slightly better, but development wise, obviously white is much better because white has 2 very active bishops. So here, after you capture, here bishop right now cannot leave this pawn because bishop is guarding this pawn. So but he can obviously come here and give a check. But if black doesn't play this bishop out to give a check, then he might play this pawn here to d6 square. If black plays the d6, he can't even play the d5 pawn to d5 because right now we are controlling the d5 square 3 times. So he cannot play the pawn 2 squares, and he may not bring the bishop out for the fear of losing this pawn to our bishop, and then after that the black rook will be trapped. So because of all this, your opponent might play the pawn to d6. So here I recommend that you continue with your normal development, knight to c3, and black may continue with his normal development with knight to f6. Now here you can further give away a 4th pawn, gambit away a 4th pawn. Now this pawn is not protected. So here the correct way to play for black is queen to e7. Then queen can pin the white pawn to the king. Instead of playing queen to e7, black makes the final blunder and captures this pawn, your 4th pawn on e5. Now here you can pause the video and see how white should continue. Alright, so here white can simply sacrifice the bishop for a pawn and give a check to the king. So what's the point here? Well, right now if you notice, black king is the only one guarding the black queen from our queen. Our queen can simply capture the black queen, but king is guarding right now. So you try to deflect the black king away. So bishop captures the pawn on f7 and gives a check. Now obviously here, if the king gets deflected and falls for our trick, we can simply win the black queen and it's all over for black. But let's say black figures out that he cannot capture the bishop because he has to stay connected to the queen. So if black moves his king to e7, then here again you can give a check from a3 square, bishop a3 check. Here black has only 2 choices. Either he can block the check, or else the king has to capture the bishop. Obviously if he blocks the check, your bishop can capture the pawn and again give a check. Now this whole d file is blocked off by the queen, so king cannot go to d7 or d6, and e8 is controlled by the light square bishop, so king cannot escape there. And then again e6 square is blocked off by the light square bishop, so king cannot escape anywhere. And obviously dark square bishop is giving a check, so this black king has to now capture your light square bishop, in which case black loses the queen as usual. So let's go back. So if the pawn doesn't block and if the king captures the bishop, which is the only other move, then again black loses the queen. So it's a very nice little trap, and you can gambit away like 3 or 4 pawns and see if your opponent falls for this trap. Okay, so please do like and subscribe to my YouTube channel Chess Melody for more chess and music related videos. So I hope you like the trap. It's called the Danish gambit, and do try this trick on your opponent and see how it goes. So thank you once again for watching, and have a nice day.